Hello everyone, Shalom Amashapachaha. I am coming to you from my car because I have had an epiphany. Because I was watching this couple and out here at the land that I normally come to, and they were just you can tell like a real love from a fake love. You really can. Like as a Hebrew, not even just as a Hebrew, but as a saved person with spiritual eyes. And as a Hebrew, me being a judge, me being a judge and God calling me to judge and things like that. You can tell real love from fake love. And they were just, one of those really young couples and stuff. So I guess it was fresh and it was new. But they were starting off, I could tell that it was starting off on the wrong foot. And I had sat and I had prayed for them. And I was like, Lord, I know you well enough to know that a foundation without you is not going to work in any relationship. So I decided to come on here to talk to you guys about that prayer, so that we as the people of Yah, as the Israelites, can be not even educated, but just naturally. It's natural to be in a relationship. It's natural to be married. Marriage is natural. It is very natural because sex is natural. Sex just automatically comes in your being. Sex is very natural. Okay, so marriage is very natural. And the reason why that is because God created Adam, and from the rib of Adam he created Eve. And every foundation needs to start there. It needs to start that this is my Adam and this woman is my Eve. Eve was said to be a helpmeet. If you're not helping that man, if you're not helping him, then you're no good to him. If you're not helping him physically, if you're not helping him spiritually, and you're not helping him his soul, then you're at a means for destroying that man. You want to destroy that man. That's what you want to do. That's what women was set here for the man to be a helpmeet. And many peoples are out of order. There's so much within the communities that I've been seeing and watching that there's so many babies out of wedlock. There's so many marriages disannulled and discontinuing and things like that. And it's just rough. It's so rough and it's so hard. And we live within a system where some of the judges, they push for divorces. They give you advice that, oh, you should take this and you should take that. And as a judge or as someone who is handling your divorce, they're not like lawfully. You don't give advice. You don't tell them, oh, well, you should do this and you should do that. You don't push for divorce. That's what I'm sorry to say it, but that's how Gentiles live their culture. And that's not how you should live. That's not how you should live, because Adam and Eve. Because of Adam and because of Eve. And I really, really pray, because it was a Gentile couple, I really, really pray for the Gentiles. There's no Jew nor Gentile when it comes to right, when it comes to righteousness. And just as the scripture says, and there definitely is no Jew nor Gentile when it comes to marriage, because everyone comes from Adam and Eve. Okay, Jew and Gentile comes from Adam and Eve. And God created Adam. He tended to the garden. He also listed the animals, once you guys read in Genesis. And he and Eve was his helpmeet. Eve was to help him. And when they transgressed and they got kicked out of the garden, that did not change. It didn't change, okay? Now, in that, I want to tell everyone, in that there is no, honestly, marriage is an arrangement. And that's why I commend many cultures who still arrange marriages for their young people, because we don't know how to. We don't really know how to, especially, I'm just going to speak from a personal experience. We don't really know how to mate or court, I should say. Like, or if we're courting the right one, we're in and out of relationships. This generation, the 90s babies, have an issue with being in and out of relationships. We have an issue with, does this work and does this not work? Because of our parents. So the parents before us got many divorces, or we were born out of wedlock and we didn't have a father. So our parents do not set up relationships for us. And they don't set up, hey, this is the right one and this is the right one. No. And many of us do not even bring them around the family so that the family can say, yes, this is right, or no, this isn't right for you. So I do commend many other cultures that still arrange marriages for their children, because that is the biblical way and the way in which we are supposed to do things. That is the biblical way. And the Israelites, like, we still have that way. It's just like, do you know such and such cousin who was at such and such and at such and such? And that's how we do it here in Israel. That's how we do it within Israel. It's like, oh, such and such cousin, do you know this and that and the other? And that's where you some of them, a lot of the families in Israel still kind of do that. But as Israelites, I feel like we're getting away from that, because marriage is an arrangement. It's not a test and trial type of thing. Marriage is not a girlfriend and boyfriend. There's courting, yes, which is a girlfriend and boyfriend, but that's in regards to get married, because sex is in marriage. The natural thing that you want to do, which is be in a relationship, and the only reason to be in that relationship is to reproduce and to have sex and to have intercourse, is God placed it in the constitution of marriage. That's why God says that man leaves his father and mother to cleave to his wife. And in Israel, there are many of us having an issue with that, and I don't get it. I don't understand, because I'm the woman. But I don't understand why our men are beginning to have issues with that. So I just encourage, as a prophetess, that our men remember the scriptures. I'm not preaching, because I'm encouraging you. I'm not a pastor. I'm a prophetess, and I do not usurp my authority over you. Okay? I'm a prophetess. So, but other than that, it's just like, I do commend other cultures who still arrange marriages for their children, because that is the biblical way and the way we are supposed to do things. And I do commend those Israelites who do and who are continuing to do that, because in the 90s kids, that I want us to tear down this stronghold that we believe in, this Greek style of living. And this Greek style of living is just like love. It's just love, connection, love. And you just have to be all me and more. And it's definitely biblically not like that. Love is an action. Love, in the King James Version, is charity. It is called charity. And when you read, I think it's in 1 Corinthians or somewhere in one of the books of Corinthians. I don't remember. You guys go and look it up. This requires you to know scripture already. Love is an action. It's something that you have to do. Charity is something that you have to do, or else you're going to sound like a clanging gong. And love is also a commandment. So the first type of love that you have is love for yourself. Actually, the first type of love that you have is love for God, okay? That's the commandment. Love God, love people. Love God, love people. And the first type of love that you have is the love for God. Then, when you love God, you understand your identity, you understand yourself, you love yourself. And then you love others. It says love others the way that you love yourself. And that fulfills the whole law of the prophets. So if you love yourself, then you can love others properly. If you don't love yourself, you cannot love others properly. If you don't love yourself, you cannot be in a relationship. If you don't love God, you also cannot be in a relationship. So, it all comes down to love. And what is love? Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. It does not boast. It holds no record of being wronged. Love is a list of things that is listed in the book of Corinthians, in one of those books of Corinthians. That's what love is. Patience is gained through experience. If I love you, I'm going to have patience with you. If I love you, I'm going to be kind to you. If I love you, I'm not going to hold any record of being wronged towards you. Okay? If I love you, then I'm going to do this. Love is a force. It is a force against evil. If it was not a force against evil, then those wouldn't be the two commandments. Those wouldn't be the commandment that fulfills everything. To love God and to love people, which in the modern Hebrew is called ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta. Love God, love people. Ve'ahavta. Love God, love people. Okay? Love is a force. But with that force, it's something that you do. It's something that you do. Because so let's go back to Adam and Eve. Adam still had to love Eve. And still was connected with Eve. Though she, ate and gave to him to eat. Adam still had to love himself. Adam still had to, love Eve. In order for things to, work out, to go flow. And if he did not love her, he wouldn't have procreated with her. He wouldn't have reproduced with her. He wouldn't have made Cain and Abel. They wouldn't have had sex, I should say. Cain and Abel. Okay? So they wouldn't have had children. They would have just, if they didn't have love, then they would have just discontinued. And that's how good God is, and how you know that love is a force and that it comes from God, is because God still loved us and showed Adam and Eve. Well, God still loved Adam and Eve after disobeying his commandment, coming out of the garden. Out of a perfect garden, walking with him. That's how you know God is love, and love is a force. And Adam and Eve had that love for each other and a force toward each other in their arranged marriage, in their arrangement. So, I just encourage everyone to make God the foundation of your relationship. To know that all marriages are arranged. Every marriage in the whole world, and I know that's hard to get some people's mind to wrap around that, but every marriage in the whole entire earth is arranged. Esther had an arranged marriage, and it saved her people. Deborah was married to what is his name? Lapido something. Okay, and that brought about the killing and saved her people. Okay, who else? Huldah. When you read about Huldah, okay? When you read about, there's so many women. The prophetess Isaiah, his wife, okay? And, what's his name? What is the other one? Hosea. When you read about Hosea, he had to marry a prostitute. And what? It saved his people. Every marriage is arranged. Every marriage is a force against evil. It's a force against evil towards each other. It's like, I love you. I love you. I love you, though you have this infirmity in yourself. I love you, though you need Jesus. Okay? I love you. You know? And if you're not to that point to where I'm at, I still love you. I still love you. I'm still patient with you. I'm still kind towards you. I still hold no record of being wrong towards you. That's marriage. Okay? Okay? So even if y'all aren't spiritually, and this is for others, if y'all aren't spiritually, you know, let me see. If she has or he has a little bit more knowledge than you, but y'all are still pursuing Christ together, I still love you. Okay? Because what? I live in a world like that. I live in a world where everyone has different measures of faith. I live in a world, I deal with people every day that have a different measure of faith. And if that is your calling, if that is your, if like you marry someone who is of the same. You can marry someone who's of the same. That's what love is. It's a force. Okay, I love you even though you are where you're at. I want to help you get to where you are. Love is also a help. Okay? So, I just wanted to encourage everyone and just let everyone know that, and that you guys understand what love is. You make a connection with someone and God shows you. God is the one that arranges marriage. He shows you, he's like, okay, this is it. This is the one. Okay? And many of us Israelite women are waiting for stuff like that. We're waiting for that. I know many of the daughters of Aaron, which I am a daughter of Aaron, are waiting for that. You know? Waiting for marriage, waiting for a man, and that is a good thing. All right? That is a good thing. Keep waiting, because it shows that you love God. It shows that you love God. It shows that you love yourself and that you love people, and God can then give you an arranged marriage. He can arrange someone for you, someone that fits you, someone that's perfect for you, good for you. All right, quit testing the waters. Y'all quit testing stuff. And stop shacking. Oh my gosh, stop shacking. There's so many problems in shacking. That's a whole nother video in itself. There's so many issues in shacking. There's so many issues in living with someone and you're not married to them. Especially if it's been like 20 years, 15 years. That is just crazy. And I'm not talking about no common law. I don't care what they said, what the government said. You live by the Bible. Yeah, I don't even know why they made why there is such a thing as a common law when you need a certificate to get married anyway. So it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. That's just giving people, because they know that shacking isn't going to work. And when you do shack and you leave that person, you got to split all your stuff, but y'all aren't married. So they created a common law so that the court can get money, and then there can be a whole bunch of strife in families and mess up a whole economy. Families and marriages are what makes an economy. Okay, you live in a wicked people, Israel. You live in a wicked people. You rule amongst the Gentile. You rule amongst the wicked people. I just want to tell you that right now. So some of these laws that they have set are for their people. Okay? Your laws are in the Bible. Okay? You have totally different laws than they have because you come from a separate nation. That's why God says, come out of her, my people. That's why he says, come out of her, my people, because they don't have the same laws. They don't act the same. They don't want God, and they don't want the one true living God. And that's why God, at the end, even after Jesus, at the end, once everything came to completion, said, come out of her, my people. He still wants a separate entity. He still wants a separate Israelite from all of the other laws and from all of the other people. He still wants to rule from David's throne. He still wants the children of Israel. Okay, he still wants a king, which is Yahshua, Jesus Christ, amongst Israel, to rule over Israel. He still wants riches and honor and glory for Israel, and he set that. He set that up. Everything in the earth is set up for that to happen, because everything in the word is going to be fulfilled. So when you hear about common law and things like that, those are laws that the Gentiles made up for themselves and amongst themselves. We don't have any such law. Okay, Moses, and even in the New Testament, it talks about a bill of divorcement. So you have to have some type of certificate of marriage, or what you call a bride price and an agreement, a certificate of marriage. Okay, and it talks about having a bill of divorcement. And when Jesus came, he was like, I don't even want you to get divorced. Okay, and he set a law, and he was like, it's unlawful for you to get divorced unless for sexual immorality. And that's on the, y'all can go and read it in Matthew. Y'all can go read about it in Matthew. Okay? So, like, Jesus doesn't even want you to get divorced. So, y'all get y'all's selves together, okay? We are not those other nations. You must come out from amongst her, from her that has children out of wedlock, who lives not according to the word, who doesn't care about prostituting her body, who doesn't care about having many men and provoking other women to jealousy and stealing other people's men and all of that other stuff. You have to come out of her. You have to come out of that type of mentality and thinking and mindset. It is very important that Israel come out of that, because that is Jacob's trouble. Jacob started off with women troubles. Okay? Jacob had women troubles. Jacob had girl trouble, women troubles in his tent. And that is what Israel is being judged for right now, because of how he treats his women. And you guys can go and read about that also in Jeremiah 30. God is going to judge us for, the secret things and the things that we do within our tents, that we have done within our houses. And most of what I'm seeing is Israel is women, is these women. Is the men with these women. Marriage is not working. Men being immoral towards their wife. I see women provoking other women with their bodies. Women provoking married men with how they look, with their looks. And that is a form of witchcraft, and it doesn't belong in Israel at all. Okay? It does not belong in Israel at all. So I just want to encourage you guys, set the foundation of your marriage on God. Love is a force. It is an action word. It is something that you have to do. You have to be kind. You have to be patient. You have to hold no record of being wronged. It is a force against the evil that's in that person. Because, man without Christ is wicked. Everything from men is just wicked. And men with Christ, you can be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. Okay? You can be ye perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. And since you have that ability to be perfect, your marriage can also be perfect, and there can be no problems. And many people don't believe that. Okay? So I just want to encourage you guys that it's possible, that you can do it. And when you do, make sure you make plenty of babies. because we need some more good people out here in the world. Thank you guys. Thank you. Masha Pachaha, Sawadaha, Masha Pachaha of Yashara Allah, Yahweh HaBaraka Atah. That means thank you, Israel. God bless you. And I hope you guys get something from this little short clip video. You guys be blessed. Bye-bye.